Loud. Okay, so number 4, the start. For partial fractions, and some of you were out yesterday, first thing Michael did was take this and factor the denominator, and we had 3 factors, so we get 3 fractions. The thing in the denominator for each of them is linear, so the thing on top of each of those is some random constant. Group 3, can you come up and do the next step one? Yep, you gotta write with the back. Equals what?
Oh, yeah.
So that next step was multiply everything by the denominator, and there we go. Next victim. Okay, group 11. So you have a choice. You get to decide how we do this next. There was a shortcut, or not. System of equations, this would suck, so I suggest the shortcut. Do you remember the shortcut?
I did system of equations.
Really?
So, I guess I'll just factor.
So you're going to multiply it out?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That's not really doing much.
Well,
Oh, it's X.
it's okay. We changed it to X because my S's look like 5s. But you're right, the original question had S. How many people did this by systems? 2 of you? 3?
And then I did the 3 equation.
Can you show us your setup of the system? And we will check with the other 3 that did it this way. So the constant, negative 6a, and that's it?
That's it. So
Okay.
you just get negative 2/3 for A.
Okay.
And it's just 2 equations.
And how many of the S term, and technically the S's go away, so negative a plus 2b minus 3c equals 0.
Yeah. I left the S here.
Okay, and there are no squareds
Yeah.
on the left, so a plus b plus c equals 0. You guys agree with that? So then, Evan, that you did systems, can you show us how to do the next step? Is that using the second equation?
This
This is using the top equation, I plugged in A and then solved for B and C.
Plugging in A is negative 2/3, right? I mean, so that means you're missing a sign.
Triple this equation, put them together.
Okay, so what'd you get?
It's somewhere here, I went above.
Okay, so,
This is equal to 5B when you did.
all right, so going by systems, this one is complicated. I agree, A comes out quick and easy. A is negative 2/3. That the majority of the class did it with the trick. I'm gonna back up. And so here's an appreciation for systems. And I'd like to try it with the trick. So group 8. You now are honorary members of group 8 as you were sitting there. So one of you, can you do the first step of the trick? What does the trick involve?
So I did systems of equations, but if you wanted to do the trick, then you would start by solving for one of them. So you can plug in -2 for x, and then that will be 0.
Okay,
and that would be
so
0.
So plugging in x is -2, what do you get?
Kind of just is it running it out? So then you get 0
You get 0 plus 0.
equals c. Oh yeah.
0 plus 0 plus 10c equals 4, so c equals,
4/10.
okay. Group 2.
Whatever it's worth, I got the same answer.
Right, through
I
significantly
lost
more
myself
work.
the second time.
So at this level of math, you guys have many valid paths to the right answer. Some are faster, some are cleaner, and some are faster and cleaner. Like, and by cleaner meaning you want to introduce fewer mistakes. So plugging x in for 3, everything drops out but the b, and b is 4/15, okay? You guys all pick the harder ones first, group 6. Y'all didn't pick 0? Like, that's the last one you choose? Like, come on, people. So we get -6a equals 4.
I skipped the zeros.
Yep, that's fine. So a is -2/3. Okay, so taking all this back to what Michael gave us in the very, very beginning. If I ask you to integrate that problem, we get a over x plus b over x minus 3 plus c over x plus 2. And in general, I hate fractions and fractions. In this case, I'll make the exception because the next step, like in the integration, I think you will do something wrong with the coefficients. So group 1, how do I integrate this? Jason, you get that? How do I integrate this?
We can integrate each of them separately.
Okay, so what's the integral of the first one?
Negative 2/3 ln of x, half the value of x.
Ray, what is the integral of the second one?
4/15 ln x, or 4/15 ln absolute value of x minus 3.
And Ella and Katie, what's the integral of the last piece?
2/5 ln absolute value of x plus 2.
And Ella, what's the last thing I need to add?
Plus 3.
Okay. If you put the number negative 2/3, if it's negative 2 over 3x, it's not wrong for you to do absolute value of 3x in this first term, but then you need to remember chain rule and some other business, and you're gonna get answers that look different from everyone else, and if it's done correctly, all of the differences come out in whatever that plus c is. But voila. Questions on partial fractions, how to set it up. The system with 3 is messy. Shortcut will always work for what you will see in this class. It will get harder in later classes. Questions with that one? Can I clear it? Did anyone get very far with number 6? Anyone start number 6? What is the start? Polynomial long division. Okay. So, Flair and Zach. Flair, since Zach wasn't here yesterday, can you tell us the first step?
How many times does y squared go into y cubed? So just one. Just one y, and then multiply that y throughout y squared plus 4, and then subtract.
And then how many times does y squared go evenly into negative 4y? It doesn't, so this becomes y plus this. I'm asking you to integrate that. Sadie, Adrian, and Flynn. The integral of y, I'll do that one for you. How do I do the other piece? Okay, so if I do u substitution, Adrian, what would the u value be?
Y squared plus 4.
Sadie, what is du?
2y.
And I don't have that. I've got this annoying constant hanging on there. So is there something I can do? Y squared plus 4 doesn't factor, so partial fractions doesn't work. Oh, dang. Well, U substitution, yes, but no, like that one is in the way. Not integration by parts, though a few of you did this on the quiz, integration by parts, and it does very painfully work eventually. Royal mess. Divide and conquer. Split the numerator out. Now this part does work with that U substitution. What do I do with the third piece? Alex, what do you see? Technically group 10, what do you see? Part 10. Okay, so I warned you that this one was a stinker. So the integral of this, y squared over 2. The integral of this, doing the U substitution that we have set up over here, and the integral of this one, Sita is suggesting and it's arc 10. And if I divide out that 4, bring it all the way out, we get y squared over 2 minus 2 natural log y squared plus 4 with or with the absolute value. I don't need the absolute value because it'll never be negative. Plus 1/2 arctan y over 2 plus c. Gross. So several tricky integration pieces in one problem. AP won't put all 3 of these in one question, but they might do 2. Especially, you might see that. They like that. Please think about the divide and conquer and see if that helps you. Okay. The rest of today, I wanted to go over that worksheet. And people who were not here yesterday,
Okay, I get another copy out of
anyone else need the sheet? And it wasn't assigned for homework, so I'll give you time to do it today. But, 2A, did anybody get an answer for 2A? Maybe what'd you get?
I got 1/2 ln of the denominator plus c.
And you did it by U substitution?
Yeah, you said.
And some of you were confused, like how that could work, because it's hidden. There's a factor of the du there, not just straight up du. Did someone get an answer for 2B? Flynn, what'd you get?
I got negative ln x plus 4 over 3 plus ln x plus 1 over 3 plus c.
And AP will leave this answer as just a heads up. So number 1 was U substitution, number 2 was partial fractions. Number 3 doesn't factor, so it can't be partial fractions. Did anyone get 2C? Okay, this, I need to show you. I just made 5 before plus 1, is that fancy? Does that factor? Cameron, how does it factor?
X plus 2, X plus 2.
Anybody see what it is now? Someone other didn't see that already pointed this one out? Harry, what is it? Chain rule, derivative was 1, divided by 1, okay, no problem, it's all good. That one's mean. But now that you've seen it, don't shake your head. Not very nice, well. At least I waited to the second day to show you that one. All right. Did anyone need to see one of the first 3 done, or should we give you guys time to work on this? Yeah, which one?
Did you do 2B again?
2B? Flynn, how does it factor?
Like, it's X plus 4, X plus 1.
So, can I erase the word for 2C so that I can just do the space? Okay, I rewrote it funny. They're 1/3 and a 1/3, okay, granted, one of them's negative. So I put the 1/3 out front, the positive guy minus the negative guy. Integrating. And that the coefficients match, AP will squish those together, subtraction, cross leg logs, division and such. And the majority of times that I've seen partial fractions, it's usually on multiple choice, and it stands out that they're kind of obvious answers, because all 4 or 5 multiple choice options are natural log of this, plus natural log of that, or minus natural log of that. Like, it's clear that's the method, at least. So, just giving you hints. Okay, so I'd like to give you guys time to work on the rest of the worksheet. If you have questions, let me know. really complicated word. X cubed over 3 plus C, yeah.